to the Philbrick kitchen, where we are about to make the most amazing ketogenic cheesecake. A chocolate chip cheesecake that's gonna keep you in ketosis, and it's gonna be made with this fantastic artisanal goat milk ricotta from Upper Canada Cheese. So what we're gonna do is it's a three-step process. The first step is we're gonna make the crust. The second step is we make the filler. The third step is we put them together and bake them. We'll walk you through every step. So the crust, we're gonna make that first. We need butter, organic corn, coconut flour, almond flour, by the way. Costco gives you the best deal on that. And we're going ketogenic on this, so xylitol. And xylitol will be the sweetener in both sides. In the inside, again, as I mentioned, the goat ricotta, some vanilla, your classic Philly cream cheese, 4 eggs, and Lily's chocolate chip. These are kick-ass as well. Let's get at it. So one of the best things about this ketogenic cheesecake is the crust. It is crazy good. Makes you feel like you're eating a real cheesecake. My lovely wife, who did this recipe first, realized that you have to double the crust recipe. So we'll put the recipe that we're using on it. Obviously we're going through this step by step. But you have the coconut flour we talked about, 2/3 cup of that. We've got the almond flour we talked about, 1 1/3 cups of that. We've got the xylitol. So this is our sweetener in a ketogenic case, 4 tablespoons of this. And then 1/2 cup of melted butter. And you'll note that a 1/2 cup of butter is also just a 1/4 pound of butter. We learned that today. Fun stuff. So then the butter in that goop. Oh yeah, this is so easy. I am not a chef, and this is how it's happening. And then we just keep working it over. So now we take it, so it just looks like that. So it's kind of just sort of loose. And I've been instructed by the higher-ups that this is when it goes into the pan. Put it all in at once. And I'll tell you, this crust is what makes it. It makes it like a real, gosh darn real cheesecake. Take this and we start to smush it around. And you just take this little motion on the side. So now that we've got it evened out and around there, you see how it's pretty evened out. Now we're gonna just put it down here. Put some pressure on it and squish it down. So what we're gonna do after this, I'm gonna squish this all down, and we've got the oven preheated to what temperature? 350 degrees. And what we do is we bake this for how long? 10 minutes. So we're gonna 350 degrees, 10 minutes until this is just nice, lightly brown. See how it is there? It's all packed down. So that's what it looks like. Get it right by the edges, pack it down nice and tight. We're gonna go one more time around the outside. While this bakes, we're gonna make the filling. So there it is, beautiful. All right, so now for our ketogenic, amazing cheesecake, we've gotta make the middle. The crust is baking as we speak. So we have 4 eggs. We've got 2 cups. In this case, we're using Upper Canada Cheese's artisanal goat milk ricotta. And if you can get your hands on this for your cheesecake, this really makes it. It gives it a texture that is unlike anything that we've tried before. And we've got a tablespoon of vanilla. So we're gonna put that in there. We also have a 1/2 cup of the xylitol. That's going to be our sweetener. We're going to add that later. And 1/3 of a cup of the Lily chocolate chips. We'll get to those in a minute. So one of the key ingredients for a great cheesecake, keto or otherwise, is Philadelphia cream cheese. Obviously a great ketogenic delight, high in fat. So what we have to do is we have to actually just warm this ever so slightly, and this will depend on the power of your microwave. I'm going to start with a minute, but probably not going to let it go for a minute, 30 to 40 seconds, just to get it very soft and very malleable. First and foremost, we're going to take that artisanal goat milk ricotta. We're going to dump that in our eggs. And we're going to blend that up until it is nice and smooth. Here you can see we have the beautiful crust that is a really integral part of this cheesecake. Beautifully browned. Again, anywhere from 8 to 12 minutes at 350 in the oven. And now we will add the milky center. All right, got our beautiful brown crust. We got our great filling. We got to make sure it doesn't stick, so we're gonna hand the edges. Our delicious center filling. Pour that in. The oven is set at 350. A cheesecake needs to cook for about an hour. We'll show you the next steps in about an hour. But basically what you have to do is let it cool inside the oven for an hour, and we're going to show you how to do that. We'll see you in about 60 minutes. Here we go. It is 50 minutes since we put this in the oven. That's 5-0. It can take anywhere from 50 minutes to about an hour and 10 minutes. What you're going to want to look for is this golden edge around the outside of the cheesecake. If we give it a try, give it a little shake, you can see there's nothing jiggling in there, so it's nice and solid. So that now that has been baked to perfection. We put it back in the oven. We leave the oven open like this. We've turned the oven off, and we leave this like this for 1 to 2 hours. Longer the better. Then we refrigerate for 4 hours, so you want to make this the day before you're serving it. And then we cut it, and we're gonna have one delicious ketogenic artisanal goat milk ricotta cheesecake with chocolate chips. It's a mouthful. So we have our keto artisanal goat milk ricotta cheesecake with chocolate chips ready to go. When we left off, we said we cooked it for about 50 minutes in the oven. You leave the oven about a quarter open, let it cool for a couple of hours, and then you put it in the fridge overnight for 4 hours. Of course, when you put it in the fridge, make sure that you saran wrap the top of it so that you have the opportunity to not let it dry out. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a simple knife. You're just gonna shimmy around the outside to make sure that there's none of it that's stuck. All right, now we pop the little cheesecake making device. This comes off, and voila. We have our beautiful cheesecake ready to cut and ready for decoration. Now's the time to cut the cake, as they say. I'm gonna lift it out. You can see in there the nice crust of almond flour and coconut flour, the chocolate chips scattering through, the artisanal goat milk ricotta and cream cheese filling. And if we want to take a little bit of garnishment, put a a little drizzle of Walden's, again keeping it keto, sugar-free. Now ready for consumption.